The weather. The pulse of our planet.
Large tornado in progress.
Capable of catastrophic destruction.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Leaving landscapes in total ruin.
Totally mash up, everything flattened.
As global temperatures rise, the weather is spiraling out of control.
Oh, shoot!
With shocking up-close footage.
We had 24-foot dumpsters rolling by.
Oh, shoot! I'm losing it. My trailer's going.
From the front line of fear.
This might be the last time I'm in my house.
Tornado!
I got sucked out feet first. Felt myself hit the ground.
Our island is in trouble.
We meet the people who have stared death in the face.
Oh, dear God.
All I could hear was run, run, run.
And miraculously survived.
Look at that!
The world's deadliest weather. Coming up, British travelers make a dangerous escape.
Literally cannot buy this.
As a ferocious wildfire tears through the Greek island of Rhodes.
My son was asking, Mum, are we gonna die? Are we gonna die?
In Clarksville, USA, a life-threatening tornado.
Oh my gosh, there it is. There it is. That's it. That's it. Oh my gosh, tornado.
Causes chaos on the roads.
Well, I just kept driving, trying to dodge the debris.
An open-air music concert in Colorado gets hammered by hail.
Oh my God!
As the audience get an unexpected show.
Oh my God!
And an electrifying storm.
There's not a whole lot we can do.
Sends shockwaves in the Panama Canal.
Jesus Christ!
July 2023, the world's hottest month on record. Wildfires rapidly spread across the Greek island of Rhodes, ravaging up to 20,000 hectares. The unstoppable ferocity of the fire prompted the largest wildfire evacuation in the country's history, and a state of emergency declared.
In recent decades, Southern Europe is actually warming at 3 times the global rate. Once you dry out that landscape in a drought and get strong winds, you have a perfect setup for wildfires.
At the southeastern edge of the Aegean Sea lies the 4th largest island in Greece, Rhodes. With 253 kilometers of coastline, it's a major tourist destination. Lee Manning from Bedfordshire in the UK spends half his year with his family in the south coast of Rhodes, in a village called Yanadi.
Yanadi is my second home. I've started to feel more at home there than I do actually when I'm back in the UK. It's a very cute, quaint little village. We get quite a lot of tourists and stuff in the summer.
Lee's wife, Katie, opened the Rocking Horse Ranch 20 years ago, where the couple work part of the year.
We rescue horses from all over the Greek islands, nurse them back to health, and then they stay on the ranch and work with us with tourists, giving them fun times, or we rehome them. Take tourists riding down the sea and on the beach. Everyone who comes to the ranch, tourists, always fall in love with it.
But working life on the ranch isn't always a breeze.
In the height of the summer, it's uncomfortably hot. Like, your sunglasses fill up with sweat, so you can't wear them. You're aware of wildfires when you're on the island. We have them every summer. And you hear about them and you see the seaplanes go over. I'd never once considered it could burn straight down like it did.
July 18th, 2023. Fires broke out on the island, which are heading right towards the ranch.
The day the fires started, it was 46.5 degrees.
I'm driving towards the farm, mate. It's my farm.
All of the mountaintops were just completely glowing on fire. The sky was all full of smoke. It was all bright orange. When I was driving past the hills that were on fire, the heat that was coming off of the bushfires was unbelievable, like unbelievable. There was nothing you could do to get away from it. It was just all of the brushland, all of the olive groves. Obviously, driving through the fire was terrifying, but at the time, it was just one of those, it's just another thing that happened. It was like, right, you've got to do this. And it started to get very quiet.
Whilst most people on the island are evacuating, Lee heads straight towards the fire in an attempt to reach the ranch.
And everyone was just travelling away from the south. I had to go for a few police roadblocks. The wind was changing direction every 20 minutes. You'd have people trying to put preventive measures in place, but then the wind would make it start burning in another direction anyway. I think that fire zigzagged its way all the way down the south of the island.
We have seen over recent years quite a few significant wildfires, and also more widely across Europe in particular, we're seeing these wildfires becoming much more common in places like Greece.
Meanwhile, 5 kilometres down the coast in Kiotari, newlyweds Rosie and Alfie from Kent in the UK are blissfully unaware of the fires.
So we was on such a high after our wedding. We was really looking forward to our honeymoon. We'd never been able to spoil ourselves like that before. When we got to Rhodes, we thought it was a beautiful island. The hotel itself was very beautiful. Definitely, the honeymoon was turning out to be everything we wanted and everything we had hoped for.
But it isn't long before their honeymoon starts to take a turn.
As the evenings came round, we did start to notice in the sky there was a lot of smoke.
You could actually see the ash coming down.
And it was landing on us.
It was landing on us, and we had to keep wiping it off us.
The smell of smoke was quite unbearable. It was like standing in front of a bonfire. But as it was getting worse, you can't help but worry and start to feel like, are you missing something? There was talks that it had come further down the mountain, so then we knew it was getting closer, but we still didn't realise how close it was to us, and thinking, I'm sure it will settle itself soon. But no one seemed that overly bothered. Everyone else, we'd look around and they're just enjoying their drinks around the pool. I mean, even when it got quite bad at moments, people didn't even seem worried about it.
No.
Further inland near Yanadi, the fires are spreading rapidly, and Lee needs to save his ranch from the immediate threat.
This is our road to the farm. I went back to the farm and started pulling equipment out of it. We'd already moved the horses by this point. The most frightening part was when I went to go and get all of the equipment from the farm, and I spent far too long doing it. So as I tried to get back down the track roads, there was fire crossing all the roads. But I was sobbing my heart out because I didn't know if I was driving into 30 foot of fire or I was driving into a road that was on fire for a mile. That was the scariest bit, because I thought I'd made a real stupid mistake to save some saddles. And I didn't know if I was going to see my son and my wife again.
Clarksville, in northern Tennessee, lies in the southeast corner of the United States. It's a city known for its historic buildings, shopping, and outdoor activities.
Gosh, there it is, there it is. There it is, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh my God. Tornado.
But on December 9th, 2023, the residents of Clarksville were caught in the crossfire of nature's fury.
Tornado is essentially a funnel cloud that drops down from severe thunderstorms. It forms in an area where you have instability.
Tornadoes actually form out of supercell thunderstorms. So with a supercell thunderstorm, you'll get tornadoes and funnel clouds. And the big difference between a funnel cloud and a tornado is a funnel cloud will have the shape of a tornado, but it's just kind of hanging down from the surface. But once it makes ground contact, it becomes a tornado, spinning on the ground, picking up debris such as dirt, maybe even houses and tree debris.
15-year-old Keegan Elliott and his dad Mike share a passion for meteorology.
My fascination about weather started as long as I can remember, definitely as a hobby, yes. It was always just something amazing and truly just felt like a monster was trying to get you all the time.
Oh my God, you guys! Woo!
But in 2023, their hobby placed Keegan and Mike directly in the path of danger.
On December 9th, it was very cloudy, oddly warm, very moist. It just didn't feel right. I was aware of the storm approaching.
So I don't think I've seen hail like this in a long time.
Hail like it's bullet hell. So we headed out.
This is a hailstorm. I didn't think it would hail.
Originally, the plan was just to look at lightning and the storm itself.
It's getting really dark right here.
Oh my gosh, there it is.
There it is. That's a tornado.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Tornado.
The core of the storm was very, very dark.
There it is. There it is. It really just looked like a thunderstorm, but once you got closer, you could start to see how much lightning this was and how powerful the storm was.
It's coming right at us. Let's go.
There it is. We were in the core of this storm, or supercell, as we call those thunderstorms with tornadoes.
There's literally a tornado right there. There's the first tornado.
There it is. Oh my gosh.
I've never seen a tornado.
Oh my gosh, there's a tornado. I've never seen a tornado in my life. I was freaking out, very excited. And then I started to see debris, and I was very shocked.
Oh, there's debris. I see debris.
If you see like debris and stuff in the air, that means it's considered a tornado and it's on the ground.
We're in it. Behind us. Oh my God. We're escaping a tornado. Go. Seriously go. Seriously go. There's damage everywhere. Seriously go.
I actually could see it on the ground, and this thing was large. Then I knew it was hitting homes. There was homes flying in there.
There it is. Oh my God.
So I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is close and we need to get out of here.
Is it coming our way? No.
It's pretty close. If a tornado is not moving, it usually means it's heading straight towards you.
Go.
If you're near a tornado in real life, it is extremely loud. It's like a freight train.
It really does sound like a train. Whoa.
I was feeling very stressed, very scared because like, oh my gosh, this thing is right behind us.
It's right behind us, please keep going. It's right behind us. Whoa! Go! Turn, just turn.
I could see the tornado catching up to me as I made that turn.
Keep going.
I thought I was gonna be okay, but when I'm looking in my rearview mirror, it took out multiple buildings behind us.
Significant damage.
Just destroying stuff, throwing in the air. This massive tornado right in our face.
Possibly at its peak power, actually.
I was really nervous. You know, the only thing I'm thinking of is I need to get my son out of here.
Right there, literally right there. Keep going.
Couldn't get out of there fast enough because there were so many cars and we were in a neighborhood, which is actually the worst place where you want to be during a tornado. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we may have to bail out of this car and get into a ditch.
It's power flashes. Go, please go.
While Mike and Keegan desperately try to get out of the tornado's path, another resident is heading straight for it and unexpectedly comes face to face with the monster. July 2023. Wildfires are tearing through the island of Rhodes in Greece, causing serious destruction. Mother of two, Janina from Croydon in the UK, is on vacation with her family in Lindos on the island's east coast.
Oh, I love everything about Greece. I love the beaches in Greece, the food, the people, the weather. We knew it was going to be hot weather, but nowhere near as hot as it actually was. It was my brother's wedding. I was really looking forward to this wedding, especially as it was abroad as well, and, you know, all my family were going to be there. We knew it was going to be amazing and didn't expect what happened to happen. I was laying by the pool, the kids were playing in the pool, family was around. There was ash falling from the sky. The ash just got worse. It was bigger pieces and it was more frequent. The sky went dark, which was quite scary. That's when I started to think something is actually wrong here. And the sun turned red and was glowing just in the middle of it, which I've never ever seen anything like that before. No one else was panicking, so we still thought, oh, okay, it's not as bad as it looks. And then within 5 minutes, one of the waitresses came over just shouting, "Get out, get out."
Further along the coast, in a nearby hotel, Rosie and Alfie's honeymoon is also turning into a nightmare.
Day by day, it started getting worse, and then by day 5 was when obviously this heavy smoke started coming in.
The breeze was just like a hot fan on you. Definitely started to notice, and I could see people talking. So I said, let's just go back to the room.
You just wanted to pack straight away.
Let's just pack our things in case. And as we was walking up the hotel, all the lights had gone. The restaurant was in darkness.
When they keep telling you it's okay, it's definitely not okay. Bags packed, ready to go.
Our room was on the back of the hotel, and that's when we could literally see
the fires
in the background. When we saw the fires, it was pure panic. So luckily Alfie said, quick, remember the passports, because if we didn't have that, we'd be stranded. I mean,
all you could hear was helicopters back and forth. It never crossed our mind that the island could even catch on fire.
The flames were very close.
Yeah.
It was just a couple of fields behind the hotel into the mountains. It was so windy on that day. The wind was bringing the fire down the mountain. I think that's how it travelled so fast. You could feel the heat off the fire, but we definitely knew it wasn't safe to be there and we needed to leave.
As the fires get closer to the hotels, the government sends an emergency message.
All our phones went off. It was
Yes, we got an alert.
The alert of the evacuation. It was all in Greek with just a big yellow triangle. And then that's when it kicked in. I was like, this is real now.
Yeah. We just walked along the coast, away from the fire.
And when you're looking back, you can see that it's following you. Just this big ball of smoke, thick black smoke as well.
And then we really started to panic, and I was on the verge of tears. And then it was sort of survival mode. Everyone was just running. Some people had luggage, some people had nothing. Some people were just carrying, you know, when we got down to the beach, carrying all their kids, which I felt really sorry for them and so scared.
In a nearby hotel, Janina and her 2 children are also given evacuation orders.
We made our way outside, still kind of confused of what was going on. And the police turned up and then just started saying, everyone down to the beach, everyone down to the beach. So we all started going down to the beach, and then it just went mad. So all of a sudden, someone came down the beach. I'm not sure if it was the police or staff from the hotel or who it was, but all I could hear was run, run, run. So we started running down the beach, not really knowing where we're running to still, but we just literally just ran. The smoke was really thick, our eyes were streaming. Obviously, there was a massive crowd of people running at the same time. It was so scary. I remember my son was asking, Mum, are we gonna die? Are we gonna die?
Back in Clarksville, Tennessee, a powerful tornado is tearing through the center of town. As Mike and Keegan are attempting to get away, further up the highway, local resident Cameron McNeil is entirely unaware he's about to come face to face with it.
The day of the storm, I was driving back to Clarksville from Nashville. When I got off my exit, I knew it was storming, but I didn't know exactly what. It was very dark, and then it started to form that cyclical motion. And that's the first real moment where you can gauge that this is not just a thunderstorm or a severe storm, this is an actual tornado.
A supercell is a massive rotating thunderstorm. They can have massive amounts of hail, heavy rain, and they can also drop tornadoes.
Tornadoes pose a huge risk to life. If you see one, you want to be traveling in the opposite direction as quickly as you can.
I saw a transformer explode on one of the power lines. And that was my first indication that something was wrong. Decided to turn around. When I turned around, that's when I realized that there was a second tornado that was already on top of me. There was no reason to stop, because if I did, it's likely I could have another vehicle put on top of me. I could be thrown into a house.
As the second tornado is directly on top of his car, Cameron is now faced with a life or death situation.
So I just kept driving, shifting left and right, trying to dodge the debris. And I needed to keep the momentum that I had to avoid myself being pushed left or right. It felt what I imagined a sandstorm would look like, with debris, dirt, everything clouding my vision. The car that I was driving was very light, and that was one of the biggest concerns for me, was that I would get picked up by the tornado and thrown somewhere. Because I was trying to keep as much momentum moving in one direction so that I wouldn't get picked up by the cyclical winds. There was something that hit my hood, and then that's what shattered my windshield. And it looked as though the houses along the street were kind of just disappearing and swaying. It was like a surreal experience. When I'm driving through it, I'm not thinking about it. I'm kind of just trying to survive, so I don't really have a good memory of it necessarily. But seeing the video just blew me away.
The Clarksville tornado raged for over an hour, injuring more than 60 citizens. And tragically, 4 people lost their lives. Keegan Elliott and his dad Mike survey the damage left in the tornado's wake.
The destruction was absolutely insane. Telephone poles down everywhere, apartments gone, structures gone, people really in shock everywhere.
It was really weird. It was like a bomb just hit Clarksville.
Entire homes were just gone. They were deleted off the map. When I think about those kinds of things, it changes my perspective on life, realizing that we're not necessarily guaranteed another hour in this life, another day.
What this tornado taught me on that day was to be more prepared, to educate myself on how to be more aware of these violent storms and what to do in this situation.
There it is! There it is! Oh, that's a tornado! There it is! We found it! Oh my God, there it is! Call
911. One of the most enviable jobs in the world has got to be that of 65-year-old Martin Hesseltine, who spends his days delivering yachts.
Yacht delivery is often where maybe the owner of the boat hasn't got the time to move the boat themselves, or that maybe they don't have the experience and they want someone else to deliver it. Some of the times when you're sailing, it's like you could be on a different planet. The sea is a mirror, and you barely got a breath of wind, and it's like the world doesn't exist.
But the job isn't always plain sailing, as Martin and his crewmates were about to find out when they sailed through Panama in Central America.
On July 20th, 2022, I was in Panama City with 3 other guys on a boat that we'd bought from Florida, and we were on a long delivery to Sydney, Australia. We were on a relatively good-sized yacht. It was 65 feet. It was very comfortable, I don't know, £2.5 million yacht. We're sitting quite nicely, thank you very much. We arrived in Flamingo Marina. Nothing out of the ordinary was happening. It was just another day. The 4 of us were having a quiet beer in a bar in the marina. And it started looking a bit grey. There was clouds coming through, and you'd get sort of quite intense rain periods with thick cloud. So whatever was coming was really, really big and really coming fast.
As the clouds turn ominous, Martin and his colleague Stuart head back to secure the vessel.
And we got to the boat, and it's looking really dark, and we're moving, and you're kind of thinking it's pretty odd to feel the boat moving inside a marina.
Well, it's all gone a little bit crazy. Stuart's now out in the locker, just getting a line, and we're going to put another line on at the bow.
The waves that were coming in were quite shocking. So, yeah, we were really, really nervous. We didn't know at the time that other boats were being hit by lightning.
We doubled up on the bow line. Bloody hell, there's some waves coming through now. There are waves coming through.
You can see the lightning and you can hear the thunder, and it was deafening, absolutely deafening. We were basically looking for, you know, how do we keep safe and how do we keep the boat safe? They were the two things that were on our mind.
Well, there's not a whole lot we can do. We're just sort of hanging on a bit now. There's quite a lot of rain coming through. We're okay, I think. But that's a complete surprise. The sea's calming down a bit now.
And then suddenly, having said it seems to be getting calmer, we were obviously hit.
Jesus Christ!
But the intensity of this one strike was just the blindingness of the light and the sort of assault on your ears by this. It felt like, I mean, literally like, you know, the earth split. And I know that at that moment I just sat down and just, you know, just stared into the distance, because partially your nerves were in shock. I mean, this blinding light had surrounded us. Your ears felt like they'd exploded.
Jesus Christ!
It was one of those sort of sounds that you just never expected to hear.
Within a thunderstorm, it carries with it hail. As these hail particles and hailstones collide, electrons pretty much just fall off them, and that creates a current or electrical charge. At the top of the storm, you get a positive charge. Across the body of the storm, it's a negative charge. The separation of these charges causes almost like a spark. They're attracted to each other, and that becomes lightning. Lightning strikes can be fatal to human beings. It's very, very dangerous to be close to a lightning storm.
Right. We've got to watch it because we're wringing wet, you know. Let's get down.
We'd had the lights on downstairs and some of the lights weren't on, so something seemed to have changed. But I didn't know. That could have been just a low wire coming through. I had no idea. It was because we'd been hit by lightning, and that lightning had actually travelled down inside the mast and had seriously damaged electronics on the boat. Basically, the boat was dead in the water.
It's essentially passed over now. Still a bit of thunder and lightning, but we're all okay. We're okay. Stuart says we're okay, and if Stuart says we're okay, we're okay.
Ooh. It was about 4 months in total before the boat could sail on again.
Martin and his crewmates were forced to cut their trip short and fly home. But they're relieved to have survived the ordeal.
That last strike was a shocking thing.
Jesus Christ!
I will be highly aware of lightning in the future and hope it doesn't happen anywhere near me again.
July 2023. An inferno is blazing through the island of Rhodes, prompting the largest wildfire evacuation ever carried out on the island.
This is a problem with wildfires. With other types of storms, you can see them coming, you can see them forecast. With wildfires, we can tell that conditions are favorable for them to form, but from the time a spark ignites a fire till it's on a populated area, it can be a matter of minutes to hours before people are in harm's way.
In Yanadi, south of the island, Lee decides to take matters into his own hands in an attempt to save his ranch.
I'm heading back there now. I've got my kit. I've got a left-hand glove and I've got a bandana. That's all I've got, but I'm going.
Locals gather together to take action against the fire in an attempt to save the village.
So when I first got to Yanadi village, it was absolute pandemonium. All of the locals that were staying, all of the trucks were out. We was trying to cut a load of the trees down to basically make a fire break. When these fires are burning, the flames are 60, 70 foot in the air. It just looks like this giant monster that's unstoppable. It was so windy that that fire was spreading at a running pace. I was running on adrenaline because I didn't sleep really for, what was it, 5 days. There was no one had any fire protection. Most of the guys were in jeans and vests. Everyone was burnt.
Lee and the locals spend days helping fight the fires. But Lee's worst nightmare is starting to come true.
The wind turned from the village and just started going south, which is heading straight from my ranch.
I've jumped on a truck with a load of lads. I'm just heading down now towards... We need a sign for Ileana's beach bar.
The fire burned all along the back of the village. I had zero confidence that our farm wasn't going to burn down that night. I just couldn't see any way of stopping it, and it was heading straight for it.
I'm currently at the petrol station, just cleaning up. Don't know if you can see behind me.
The petrol station is a quarter of a mile down the road from where the entrance to my farm is.
They're doing all they can, but they've got to protect the petrol station. I mean, they've ploughed all around it so far. It's been amazing, but guys, if your homes are around here, I'm really sorry, but it's like looking into a barbecue, and we have nothing but the locals with small tanks of water on the back of their own trucks.
The fire truck and a lot of the excavators that we had were focused on the fuel stations, which is understandable. Make sure that if the fire did come, we didn't have a huge catastrophe on our hands. All of those lads ran with me to go and help put the fire out and to save our ranch.
These guys have been amazing, but it's like they're fighting a bear with a stick.
There wasn't anyone who didn't put in maximum effort with very little consideration for their own well-being. It was just quite amazing to see.
The flames you can see there in the background is the roof of our farm.
I didn't want to go anywhere. The lads, it got to a point where it was looking like it was hopeless. They literally told me to go back to my friend's hotel, and I said, listen, we're not going to go anywhere. I'm going to do everything I can, but you don't need to be here and watch it burn if it does go.
They've all just given me a hug and everything and said thank you, but I can't go and watch the farm burn. I'm going home. I just wanted to let you know that I'm okay. There's a very good chance our farm, our village, and everything within the next couple of hours will be gone.
5 kilometers away, mother of 2, Janina, is in a desperate attempt to escape the fire that is rapidly moving towards her hotel.
I mean, our eyes were streaming, the smoke was really thick. It was mad at that point. I was worried we were gonna get pushed over, that someone was gonna get trampled on. Everyone was just literally running as fast as they could down the beach. There was a couple of boats pulled up and was shouting women and children. I just quickly chucked my kids on this boat and got on myself. At that point, I literally just went into mum mode, into survival mum mode. The boat was, apparently it was a local fisherman, and he just came to help. When we got a little bit further away from the island, I looked behind us and we could see how massive the flames were and how much of Rhodes was on fire. It was shocking, and none of it felt real. When I saw how big the flames were, I was scared for everyone else that we'd just left on the beach. I didn't really know what was going to happen to the rest of my family. And then I heard someone else say the whole beach is gone. You know, I thought, that's it. Like, they were just there, like, not even that long ago. I literally just thought, I've got no family left. This has happened too quickly for my family to have got on a boat. I just thought, there's no way they made it off that beach in time.
Denver, Colorado, in the United States of America, enjoys a vibrant music scene. So it's the perfect place to live for avid concert-goer Jasmine Dolman.
I'm a huge music lover. I go to at least 10 concerts a year. The first concert I ever went to I was 6, I think, and I haven't stopped since then.
In June 2023, Jasmine and her sister had tickets to see their favorite artist perform at the nearby Red Rock outdoor concert venue.
My sister picked me up on the day of the concert, and we drove to the venue, and it's probably about at least a 30-minute walk up to the top, and it's all vertical on an incline. The weather was pretty mild. We saw some clouds in the distance, but nothing to put us on alert.
But after the opening act, the venue issued severe weather alerts, advising concertgoers to seek shelter in their vehicles.
Maybe it is just me being a little bit naive, but when I saw the lightning, I didn't really think anything of it and thought that it was just gonna be some heavy rain. So we're like, we can get wet, I don't care. We did not want to have to walk all the way back down to our car. That was when the hail started. As it started getting bigger and heavier, everybody just started to panic. No one really knew what to do.
The outdoor venue is entirely exposed to the elements, so the audience are trapped in the extreme hailstorm with little to no shelter.
Oh my God. The entire vibe shifted. The air felt very chaotic and dangerous. It started being like very audible of it hitting the ground. It literally feels like someone is throwing rocks at you as hard as they can. It was extremely loud and extremely deafening. It genuinely almost sounded like gunshot. All I could really hear was the deafening sound of the hail and just screams.
Once we have a droplet of water, a strong updraft will carry this really high into the thunderstorm above the freezing level, and it'll actually become a pellet of ice. It'll drop down the downdraft and then back up another updraft. It can go on this roller coaster ride for hours, and each time it goes up another updraft, it gets another layer of ice. It continues this cycle until the hailstone becomes too big for the storm to support. It drops it to earth. Hailstones can be 15 centimeters or larger in the biggest hail events.
There was multiple people that had walked past me that were bleeding from their heads, from their arms, just like anywhere that it made impact. The water was like coming down the stairs at a very alarming speed. It genuinely looked like a raging river coming down, almost like a landslide of debris and hail. When people were standing in the water, they were getting cuts on their legs and stuff like that. We were just truly stuck. There was just nothing we could do, nowhere we could go. It's like it probably went on for about 30 minutes. Then it was just kind of very eerie. It was very quiet. There was a lot of people walking around crying, and the entire venue was just covered in hail. It almost looked like it had just gotten fresh snow. My sister and I started making the walk back down to our cars. And when we got to her car, the windows were shattered.
Nearly 100 injuries were reported that night, and 7 concertgoers needed hospital treatment. For Jasmine and her sister, it's a gig they are unlikely to forget.
I had a few bruises on my back and one on my ribs. And I did get a mild concussion. It's a very scary feeling because there's not really anything you can do whenever Mother Nature decides to do something like that.
Mother Nature has a way of revealing her fury in the most unexpected places. August 2024 in Japan. Heavy rainfall has hit the Tokyo metropolitan area, and what would be a flow of commuters in the metro station now has an entirely new type of flow. Floodwater ferociously cascades down a staircase, creating a powerful waterfall. The unstoppable surge finds its way into every crack, until it's fully raining indoors. The power of water is relentless and unstoppable. Water knows no boundaries between the natural and unnatural worlds. In 2018, a shopping mall in China experiences some rain of its own. When heavy rainfall roars down, the ceiling buckles under the water's pressure. Remarkably, no one was harmed, but it goes to show that man-made structures are no match for Mother Nature. July 2023. The island of Rhodes is ablaze, and thousands of people have been evacuated from the raging inferno, including mother of two, Janina, and her children, after leaving the rest of her family on the beach.
There's a strong possibility that they're all dead. I had to, number one, stay strong for the children and pretend everything was okay. But number two, to be able to cope with it, I had to just block it out. And at one point, my son did say to me, "Is Granny dead? Is Granny dead?" And I just had to go, "No, don't be silly. Like, everything's fine," just to help them. So we got on a coach with lots of other people and ended up at the army barracks. And one of the soldiers charged my phone. My phone buzzed, and it was my mum. So obviously that was a massive, massive relief. And she just burst into tears. So it was amazing. I can't really describe the feeling. It's like nothing else when we all found each other again.
Meanwhile, newlyweds Rosie and Alfie have been walking for hours to get out of harm's way.
We was dragging our suitcases along. Time just went. You didn't even realise how far you're going. And out of a miracle, a coach pulled up and said, "Oh, I'm taking people to the airport." But when we got to the airport, it was just chaos. All the flights had been cancelled. You couldn't catch a flight. We said, there's no point. So that's when we said, let's just get a hotel for the night. They said our flight was still going to go ahead, which we were very grateful for. And we were just so glad to get home and get in British soil.
The fires were ablaze for 10 days, ravaging up to 20,000 hectares of the land, forcing as many as 19,000 people to evacuate. The morning after the fires died down in Yanadi, Lee heads back to his ranch to see the damage.
So I'm not entirely sure how this is possible, but our farm's still here.
I was amazed to see that it was still there. And it was really weird. It was probably one of the most quiet, peaceful mornings ever. The sun was shining really bright. The smoke was blowing the opposite way. So for that little moment when I was on the farm, it just looked perfect.
I don't really have any words. I said goodbye to this place last night.
The very southerly point of that fire was 150 metres from my back fence.
I don't understand.
I felt like the luckiest guy in the world that it hadn't burnt our place down. I was crying. The farm not burning down didn't seem real that following day. I think I earned my stripes with the local guys because I sort of been over there a lot. We've got business there and I sort of just imposed myself on the village.
To come home and be like, oh, we're home.
And we're like, did we?
Especially from your honeymoon, you don't.
No.
You want to be relaxed.
Through all that, like, did we seriously just go through all that? Our honeymoon definitely did turn into our worst nightmare.
Yeah, not the honeymoon we was expecting at all.
As soon as I walked through the door of my flat and looked around and realised that like we were so lucky to have made it home. We looked online and actually saw pictures. I still feel like I'm in shock a little bit. It still doesn't really feel like it was real life. It still feels like it was more of a dream. It doesn't feel like it was actually me that was there.
Looking back, I put myself into some situations I shouldn't have done, but it's because of what the place and the ranch means to me and means to my wife and means to my boy. I think it was seeing how everyone banded together and worked together was the thing that struck me the most and has stayed with me.
The weather.
Tornado! Stay low!
The pulse of the earth. And an uncontrollable force.
Our island is in trouble!
As global temperatures rise,
This might be the last time I'm in my house.
the weather is getting more extreme.
It's an unstoppable force.
And even more catastrophic.
It's the most active I've ever seen it.
With devastating consequence.
You better go! It's coming!
Proving once again that we are no match for the world's deadliest weather.
Oh, dear God.